My beloved soul, allow my tranquility to fill every corner of your being as you absorb these words. I have observed you, not from a distant heaven, but from the most intimate vicinity of your own thought process. I see your fatigued mind, a mind that never rests, that overworks itself, replaying old discussions, rehearsing future confrontations, analyzing every decision, weighing every possibility. Your mind has become an internal court, where you are simultaneously the prosecutor, the defendant, and the judge in a perpetual trial that never reaches a verdict of serenity. It has become a battleground where armies of what-ifs wage an endless war against fragile battalions of "it will be okay." And you, the inhabitant of this mental territory, are exhausted. It is a weariness that sleep does not relieve, that vacations do not cure, because you carry the battlefield with you wherever you go. You smile, you function, you care for everyone. But inside, the noise is deafening. The constant hum of anxiety, worry, and self-scrutiny has become the soundtrack of your existence, and your spirit, designed to rest in green pastures beside still waters, yearns for silence. Today, I have come to answer that deep desire. What I will show you next can redefine your course, because I am not simply offering you quietude. I am actively, at this very moment, intervening on your behalf. I am, with my sovereign authority, issuing a ceasefire command over the conflict zone of your intellect. I am exchanging your war for my calm. Your role is no longer to fight more, but to yield to my intervention. Before we proceed, state this word of belief in the comments. God grants me composure and insight in all decisions. This is your initial step in aligning with my work, your declaration that you are prepared for a new way of thinking and existing. Now, take a deep breath. The sound of the fighting is beginning to fade. Stillness is approaching. My daughter, pay attention now, as your lasting freedom depends on you understanding the source of your mental conflict. Your intellect isn't tired because you overthink. It is weary because you have been carrying a burden that was never yours to bear, the burden of control. At some point on your path, you accepted the untruth that the security of your world depended on your ability to manage every detail. You assumed the role of personal universe manager, a position that belongs only to me. And this position has impossible prerequisites for a human being: omniscience, knowing everything; omnipresence, being everywhere; and omnipotence, being able to do everything. And in your attempt to fulfill these requirements, your mind became your overworked tool. It functions 24 hours a day, trying to foresee the future to prevent pain, trying to direct the actions and feelings of others to guarantee affection, trying to fix past errors to alleviate guilt. It is an impossible job, and your worry is the professional burnout of your spirit. It is your entire system crying out that the load is too heavy. You fret over your dependents, trying with your mind to shield them from all dangers, a task belonging to my messengers. You worry about your finances, trying with your mind to create stability, a task belonging to me, your provider. You fret about your health, your future, the what-if of every situation, attempting to be your own deity. And your mind, which I designed to be a beautiful space for creative thought and communion with me, has become a noisy, polluting factory of concerns. The quietude I bring you today is not a relaxation technique. It is a letter of dismissal. I am lovingly firing you from the position of God in your life, and I am inviting you to assume your true and glorious status, that of my cherished child, whose only necessary duty is reliance upon her father. There is an essential truth you must absorb before proceeding. Your serenity will not be discovered by gaining more control, but by submitting to the one who already holds all authority. Now, before we advance, post this in the comments. I place my trust in the Lord. By doing so, you reinforce your belief and share encouragement with others needing to sense my presence to call out. It is your signed resignation from the position of chief worrier. If this message resonated, please support this effort by clicking thanks and help circulate words of guidance, encouragement, and inspiration to many lives. Let go of the world's weight. It is safe in my hands, my precious soul. The initial practical step into this new reality of calm is what I call the discipline of the present moment. Your fatigued intellect resides in two non-existent places: the past, with its regrets, and the future, with its fears. And it rarely visits the only place that is real, the now. Anxiety cannot survive in the present instant. It starves for lack of what-ifs. Guilt cannot survive in the present moment. It starves for lack of if-onlys. The now is my domain. It is the only place where my favor can be accessed, where my presence can be sensed, where my quietude can be experienced. I did not grant you grace for your imaginary disasters tomorrow, and my grace has already covered all your errors from yesterday. The only grace you possess is the grace for this exact second, and it is always sufficient. I am calling you today to become a resident of the present. When your mind starts its time travel into anxious futures, gently recall it. Like bringing back a wandering child, use the anchors I have provided. Anchor yourself in your breathing. Sense the air entering and leaving your lungs. This is the rhythm of the now. Anchor yourself in your senses. What are you observing? What are you hearing? What are you feeling on your skin? The reality of your current moment is your safe haven against the storm of your thoughts. What I will reveal next can redefine your existence. Every present moment is an invitation for an encounter with me. And by practicing presence, you will discover that in this very second, you are fine. In this very second, you have everything you require. And in this very second, I am with you. And that is the only truth that holds weight. I, your God, am sending you a distinct sign. The confirmation you anticipate is in this scripture, Philippians 4:6-7, which states, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with gratitude, present your requests to God, and the peace of God which transcends all understanding will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Post in the comments, "I receive this message and am blessed," and send warmth and protection to someone you care for, affirming that the peace of God is guarding their heart and mind. If this message resonated, show your backing with a thanks and help circulate this message of light. Before we proceed, let me guide you towards something I prepared to further strengthen your belief. If you feel a need for inner healing, spiritual reconnection, purpose, and success aligned with my heart, a 31-day experience awaits you. Each day was created for me to communicate more deeply with you. If you wish to pursue this route, the link is in the description and the first pinned comment. Now, let's continue. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so now to keep receiving messages of light. Your peace will not be found in a settled future, but in the surrendered present. My blessed soul, a tired mind is often a mind overloaded with unprocessed emotional waste. If your home were filled with years of accumulated refuse, the air would be heavy, and breathing would be difficult. The same is true for your intellect. For my tranquility to enter and remain, we must perform a thorough cleansing. And your cleaning implement is acceptance. You have maintained a detailed file in your mind of every offense, every disappointment, every betrayal, and you visit this file frequently, reliving the hurt, replaying the unfairness. Each one of these files of resentment is a bag of toxic waste in your intellect. It is not harming your offender, it is poisoning you, keeping you tied to the past and feeding your worry about the future. What if they hurt me again? Today, I grant you the power to empty the trash bins. Acceptance is your act of dragging those bags out and handing them to me, the divine waste collector. It is not a feeling, it is a decision. The decision to no longer permit another person's mistake to dictate your inner quiet. Every time you accept, you free up precious mental room. You unblock a channel for my serenity to pass through. And the heaviest waste of all is self-condemnation. You have an even larger file on yourself, full of every error, every failing, every word you regret. And you are your own harshest critic. Your mind has become a court where you are never acquitted. My child, hear the verdict of the Supreme Judge. Not guilty, forgiven, clean. My favor is the solvent that washes away every stain of your fault. If I, who am holy, do not condemn you, who are you to continue to judge yourself? Post in the comments a list of people, including yourself, whom you wish to accept. Picture each one. Send them warmth and say, I accept you and set you free. May peace be with you. Feel the lightness and liberty acceptance brings. Repeat this practice daily to build inner calm and relieve anxiety. In doing so, you are declaring bankruptcy on your self-made system of justice and placing yourself under the economy of my grace. You are emptying your mind of the weight of the past so it can be filled with the lightness of my presence, my precious soul. With your intellect cleansed of past residue, we must now redecorate it with heavenly furnishings. You cannot simply leave your mind empty. The adversary would attempt to fill it again with his trash. You must intentionally fill it with my truth. Your tired mind has been ruled by facts. The facts of your bank account, your medical status, your current situations. And facts can be alarming. But I call you to operate on a higher level, the level of truth. My truth supersedes your facts. The fact might be that you are unwell. My truth is that by my wounds I am healed. The fact might be that you are lacking. My truth is that my God will provide for all my needs. Your daily exercise, starting today, is the renewal of your awareness. This means making a conscious exchange. Every time your mind presents a fearful thought based on a fact, confront it with one of my promises of truth. This is not a battle of willpower. It is an exchange of authority. You are telling your mind, I acknowledge your input, but the final word on this matter belongs to my God. Fill your mind with my word. Read it, ponder it, store it in your memory. Let it become the new soundtrack of your existence, muffling the old tune of anxiety. Start practicing thankfulness. Gratitude is the discipline that trains your intellect to focus on what you possess, not what you lack. It shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance. And a mind focused on my present goodness has no room for worry about the future. There is a deep truth I want you to grasp. Your calm won't come from changing your circumstances, but from changing your focus. By concentrating on my truth and my goodness, you will begin to see your facts shift as a result, not as a requirement for your tranquility. My daughter, a serene mind is a potent mind. And the quietude I am bringing to your worn-out intellect is not so you can retreat from the world and reside in a bubble of calm. It is so you can engage with the world from a new place of strength and clarity. Your mind, freed from the noise of worry and the static of concern, will become a clear conduit for my insight and my creativity. Where confusion once reigned, you will find clear direction. Decisions that felt paralyzing will become straightforward. You will know, with an inner certainty, the next move to make, because my voice will no longer be competing with 1,000 other fear-based voices. Where there was stagnation, you will find a rush of creativity. Ideas for your work, your family, your service will start to arrive with an ease that will surprise you. Your rested mind is fertile ground, ready to receive the seeds of inspiration I am constantly sending. And where there was reactive behavior, you will find a measured, calm response. The situations and people that used to trigger you, driving you to reactions of anger or fear, will lose their power. You will be able to observe the turmoil without being swept into it. You will become the non-anxious presence in the room, the thermostat that sets the temperature instead of the thermometer that merely reflects it. Your peace will not be passive. It will be an active force, a force that brings order to disruption, a force that neutralizes conflict, a force that heals. Your composed mind will become your greatest gift to the world. People will gravitate toward you, not because of your sharp answers, but because of your repose. They will find in your presence a refuge from the storm within their own minds. Share this video with 2 dear people who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of mutual support and affection. Post a comment with a prayer of faith and hope. A simple "Lord, let the peace within me become a source of peace for others" is your acceptance of this sacred appointment. My precious soul, your new existence with a composed mind requires a daily practice of upkeep. Just as a garden must be tended so weeds don't return, your intellect requires maintenance. Your primary maintenance routine is to begin and end your day with me. Start your day, before the world has a chance to cast its worries upon you, in stillness. Surrender your intellect to me for the day. Ask me to guard it. Consecrate your thoughts to me. This morning act of dedication is like placing a celestial guard at the gate of your awareness. And conclude your day, not with news feeds or social media, but with me. Perform a mental cleaning. Give me the worries of the day that tried to cling to you. Give thanks for the blessings. Release everything. Entrust your mind to my care during your sleep, so that even your rest is a time of restoration and calm. Throughout the day, practice the micro-pauses of peace. Every hour, or whenever you feel overwhelmed, pause for 1 minute. Breathe deeply, and reconnect with my presence. Remember the truth. God is in control. I can rest. This small practice prevents stress from building up and keeps you in a state of favor. What I want you to grasp is that mental composure is not a condition you achieve once and for all. It is a garden you cultivate daily, but it is not burdensome work. It is the delight of partnering with the divine gardener who supplies the sun, the rain, and the seeds, and who delights in watching your garden flourish. My beloved soul, we have reached the end of our talk. The order for ceasefire has been given. The cleansing has commenced, and the tranquility that surpasses all understanding has begun to stand guard in your intellect. You no longer need to exist as a prisoner in your own head. You have been set free. You are not your anxious thoughts. You are the quiet observer, the cherished child resting in the presence of her father, while thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky. Your identity is no longer in the clamor. It is in the stillness. From this day forward, I call you to exist as a bearer of calm. Carry this tranquility I have given you everywhere you go. Let it be your fragrance, your signature. Let it be your greatest testimony to who I am and what I can accomplish. When the old storm tries to brew in your awareness, do not panic. Simply smile and recall who is in the boat with you. Recall who has the power to tell the waves, be still and rest. Your mind is no longer a conflict zone. It is a sanctuary, my dwelling place, and where I reside, quietude reigns supreme. Go now and think peace. Your battle is finished. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, I accept the peace of God in my mind and in my heart. Your words strengthen your belief and also light the way for others who need this guidance. Share your experiences in the comments. And before we conclude, I need to direct you to something I specially prepared for you. I have seen your quest for inner healing, spiritual reconnection, a new purpose, and prosperity coming from my hands. None of this is accidental. When your spirit cries out, I open paths. Therefore, through this channel, I have set before you a guided 31-day experience, a process where daily I can speak more deeply to your spirit. This is not just a guide. It is a path of restoration, alignment, and development, created to fortify your belief, renew your hope, and open doors you couldn't have conceived of. If you feel this call, access the link in the description and the first pinned comment on this video. Begin this course of healing, reconnection, purpose, and success today. I will be with you on every page, guiding your steps and illuminating your way. If this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to keep receiving my word. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.